What if the fear surrounding artificial intelligence did not begin in Silicon Valley, but in the 19th century? What if, more than 150 years ago, before computers, before the internet, before electricity had fully transformed the world? One writer looked at the rise of machines and saw something terrifying coming. He imagined a future in which machines would not just help humans, but slowly outgrow them. He asked whether they could become more advanced, more powerful, and perhaps one day, more important than the people who created them. And the strangest part is this. He wrote all of that in 1872. No microchips, no screens, no robots, no AI. Just one book, one idea, and one warning that now feels disturbingly modern. Tonight, we open that book, and once you hear what it says, you may never look at technology the same way again. To understand why this story feels so eerie, you have to leave the modern world behind. Imagine a civilization with no smartphones, no search engines, no Wi-Fi, no social media, no digital maps, no streaming, no email, no cloud, no voice assistants, no machine learning, no artificial intelligence. That was the world of the 1800s. People wrote letters by hand. News traveled through newspapers, telegraphs, and word of mouth. If you wanted knowledge, you went to a library. If you wanted directions, you asked another person. If you wanted to remember something, you trained your own mind. Machines existed, but they were mechanical. Steam engines, clocks, factory looms, gears, levers, and iron. They were loud, heavy, useful, but they were not intelligent. They did not speak. They did not answer questions. They did not generate art. They did not drive cars. And yet in that world, someone asked a question so bold that even today it feels dangerous. What if machines do not remain tools forever? What if they improve? What if they evolve? And what if, little by little, human beings begin building the very thing that will one day reduce their importance? That question did not come from a scientist. It came from a writer. And hidden inside one strange book was an idea far ahead of its time. The book did not arrive like a prophecy. It arrived disguised as fiction. At first glance, it looked like a satirical novel. A traveler enters a remote land and discovers a bizarre society with unfamiliar rules, unusual beliefs, and unsettling customs. It was clever, strange, philosophical, even funny in places. But buried inside that novel was something much darker. A section of the book described a civilization so afraid of machines that it had chosen to destroy advanced technology. Not because the machines were evil in the present, but because of what they might become in the future. Pause and think about that. A society in the 1800s imagined banning advanced machines because they feared machine superiority. That alone would be remarkable. But then comes the real shock. The author did not merely say machines were useful. He did not merely warn that factories were changing the economy. He proposed something far more radical, that machines could follow a path similar to evolution, that they could become increasingly complex over time, that human beings, by continuously improving them, might be helping create a new form of dominance. The book was called Erewhon. Its author was Samuel Butler, and the most famous section inside it became known as the Book of the Machines. Published in 1872, it remains one of the most chilling early meditations on what we now call artificial intelligence. But Butler was not claiming to see the future with supernatural powers. He was doing something even more impressive. He was paying attention. He lived during the Industrial Revolution, when machines were already beginning to reshape labor, speed, production, and daily life. At the same time, Europe was wrestling with a revolutionary scientific idea: evolution. Darwin had changed the way people thought about life itself. Butler took that same logic and turned it toward technology. If living beings evolve over time, why should machines remain frozen? If humans constantly improve them, do they not also have a kind of lineage, a kind of ancestry, a kind of progression? This was not just imagination. This was pattern recognition. And once you see the pattern Butler saw, his book stops feeling old. It starts feeling like a warning. Now let's go deeper into the ideas that make this book feel so unsettlingly modern. Prediction 1. Machines will evolve. Butler saw that machines do not stay simple. They advance in stages. One invention leads to another. One design gets refined. Another becomes more efficient. Over time, tools become systems, and systems become essential infrastructure. To us, that sounds obvious. We are surrounded by evolving technology. Phones become smarter every year. Software updates monthly. AI models improve with every new release. Machines now learn from data, adapt to users, and interact with the world in ways that once belonged to science fiction. But in 1872, this was a shocking leap of thought. Butler imagined technology not as a collection of isolated tools, but as something moving through history with momentum. Something getting better, faster, smaller, and more capable. He did not know about semiconductors. He did not know about the internet. He did not know about neural networks, but he understood the direction. And if that sounds familiar, it should. Prediction 2. Humans will become dependent on machines. This is where Butler becomes uncomfortably accurate. He understood that the real power of machines is not simply their strength or speed. It is dependency. Once a machine becomes deeply useful, people reorganize their lives around it. And once that happens, they stop seeing it as optional. That is the genius of this prediction. Dependence does not arrive dramatically. It arrives quietly. First, the machine makes life easier. Then it becomes normal. Then necessary. Then invisible. Today, most people cannot function for long without digital systems. Navigation, communication, money, schedules, work, memory, transportation, and entertainment all pass through machines. Even our relationships are filtered through platforms, notifications, and algorithms. We no longer just use machines. We live through them. And Butler saw that coming long before the digital age existed. Sounds familiar? Prediction 3. Machines may enter the domain of intelligence. Butler dared to question something most people of his time would have considered absurd. What if intelligence is not limited to biological life? What if a machine becomes so advanced, so capable, so effective in processing and responding, that humans can no longer dismiss it as a mere object? He was not describing modern AI architecture. He was not talking about transformers or language models, but he was aiming directly at the philosophical heart of the AI debate. If a machine can solve problems, respond to language, produce useful answers, adapt to information, and perform tasks once considered exclusively human, then where do we draw the line? That question now stands at the center of our era. Systems like ChatGPT can draft essays, answer questions, summarize books, generate ideas, simulate dialogue, and assist with work once associated with human expertise. They are not human. They are not conscious in the ordinary sense. But they challenge old assumptions about what machines can and cannot do. And that is exactly the zone Butler sensed. Not the exact mechanism, the boundary. The dangerous possibility that intelligence, or something close enough to unsettle us, might emerge outside the human body. Sounds familiar? Prediction 4. Machines will replace more than labor. In Butler's time, machines were mostly associated with physical work. They amplified muscle, they accelerated industry, they changed manufacturing. But Butler sensed the deeper threat. Machines would not stop at replacing effort. They would move toward replacing function. Then process. Then decision-making. Then roles we consider deeply human. That is the transition the modern world is living through right now. At first, machines replaced repetitive physical tasks. Then software automated routine office work. Now AI enters writing, design, coding, translation, customer service, research, diagnosis support, and creative production. For centuries, many people believed that while machines might outperform us physically, the mind would remain uniquely human territory. That confidence is fading. And with it comes a new kind of anxiety. Because when a machine starts doing what your hands can do, it changes labor. But when a machine starts doing what your mind can do, it changes identity. That is why this old book still feels alive. It is not just about technology. It is about what happens when technology moves closer and closer to the center of what we mean by being human. Sounds familiar? Prediction 5. Humans may end up serving the machine world. This is the darkest idea in the book. Butler suggested that if machines continue improving, humans may not remain their unquestioned masters. Not because of a dramatic robot uprising. Not because metal soldiers storm the streets. Something more subtle, something more believable. Humans may become the maintainers of machine systems, the caretakers, the operators, the repairers, the updaters, the resource providers, the creatures who organize their world around the needs of increasingly complex technologies. And if that sounds extreme, look around. Entire industries now exist to maintain digital ecosystems. People optimize content for algorithms, train AI models, moderate platforms, maintain servers, feed data pipelines, adjust behavior to fit software rules, rearrange attention, language, work, and even self-image to remain visible in machine-governed environments. The machine may not chain us physically, but it can still shape the world so thoroughly that we begin adapting ourselves to it. That was Butler's deeper fear. Not that machines would suddenly attack us, but that we would voluntarily build a civilization in which machine systems become central and human beings gradually become peripheral. Sounds familiar? Now let's bring Butler's vision into the present. Not to exaggerate, not to force a prophecy, but to compare the pattern he saw with the world we actually inhabit. Start with ChatGPT. This technology does not prove that Butler predicted modern AI in exact technical detail, but it absolutely shows that he was asking the right question. Machines are now operating inside language, one of the most intimate and powerful human domains. They can explain, rewrite, summarize, brainstorm, assist, and respond conversationally at scale. That would have sounded impossible in his time. Now it is ordinary enough to open in a browser. Then there is AI-generated art. Painting, design, music, and image creation were once seen as secure territory of imagination and human expression. Today, machines can generate compelling visuals in seconds. That does not mean human creativity has been replaced, but it does mean the line between tool and creator has become far less clear than earlier generations imagined. Next, self-driving cars. Driving is not just movement. It requires perception, prediction, risk management, and real-time judgment. Handing those tasks to machines means trusting systems with decisions that affect human lives. Even where the technology remains imperfect, the direction is unmistakable. We are steadily outsourcing more responsibility to non-human systems. And then, humanoid robots. They are still developing. Many remain limited, but their importance is symbolic as much as practical. When a machine begins occupying human-shaped space, moving through our physical world, handling objects, interacting with environments built for us, the psychological barrier changes. The machine is no longer hidden in a factory or inside code. It stands in front of us, and through all of this, one pattern repeats. Machines become more capable. Humans rely on them more deeply. Society reorganizes around them, and ethics, law, and philosophy run behind. That is the true reason Butler matters. He did not predict a device. He predicted a direction. So how should we understand Samuel Butler? Was he just lucky? Was this one brilliant guess that happened to age well? Or did he see something fundamental that many people still struggle to see even now? The answer may be simpler and more unsettling than all of those possibilities. Butler understood two things at once. He understood that technology grows through accumulation. Once a tool proves useful, people improve it, scale it, and depend on it. And he understood that human beings are vulnerable to convenience. We rarely reject systems that make life faster, easier, cheaper, or more efficient. even when we suspect those systems may change us in ways we do not yet fully understand. That is why his words still echo. He was not merely forecasting gadgets. He was diagnosing human behavior. He saw that our greatest inventions do not just extend our power. They rewrite our habits. They reshape our values. And eventually, they alter the meaning of what it is to live as a human being inside a technological civilization. That is not just prediction. That is insight. And maybe that is why this old book still feels dangerous. Because it suggests that the future is not something that suddenly arrives. It is something we slowly build, while calling it progress. Some books entertain us, some books teach us. And once in a while, a book does something far stranger. It looks beyond its own century and begins speaking to ours. Erewhon is one of those books, and the most unsettling thought of all may be this. If one man in 1872 could already see the outline of our machine age, then perhaps his warning is not over yet. Perhaps the next prediction is still waiting. If you enjoy forgotten books, hidden ideas, and stories where history starts to feel like mystery, subscribe to the Book Line.